shapes there are in the world?
Well, not really, because there's so many. It's actually an infinite number of shapes.
Infinite? What does that mean?
Well, look in the sky at the clouds. There's no two clouds that are exactly alike.
I guess you're right.
Some look like something, some look like other things. Nothing looks exactly the same.
I guess you're right. So, you think there's an infinite number of shapes?
Oh yes, you can never ever count the amount of shapes in the world.
So Ralphie, you said that there's an infinite number of shapes.
Yup.
And how would you define a shape?
Well, a shape is the space that is made when a line connects to itself.
Yeah, so a circle would be a shape.
And a triangle is a shape.
And a square is a shape. So, how do we define all these different shapes?
Well, we can categorize them.
Oh. Well, what's one kind of category?
Well, you can categorize them by dimension.
Ah, dimension. 2-dimension and 3-dimension.
Yep, that's right. 2-dimension are flat things, while 3-dimensional are things that are have a mass.
Okay, so let's see if we can do that. So here we have some 2-dimensional shapes. For instance, we have a circle.
Yep, that's a 2-dimensional shape.
But we also could have a sphere.
And that's a 3-dimensional shape.
Here we have this cube,
which is made up of a whole bunch of squares.
And the squares are a 2-dimensional shape.
That's right.
So Ralphie, how else could we categorize shapes?
Well, we can categorize shapes by geometric and organic.
Geometrically means that they have perfectly uniformed measurements. Usually these objects are man-made.
And then here's a couple examples.
A rectangle,
a star shape,
a triangle,
and a square are all geometric shapes.
But there's also 3-dimensional geometric shapes.
Yes, there are. A sphere, a box, and a cylinder. Organic shapes are shapes that appear to be symmetrical, however, they're very random in how they're put together.
So for example, this leaf, although it looks symmetrical, it's very random in the way that it's put together.
That's right, and there's no way to measure it. Lots of organic shapes are what we would find out in nature.
Rocks are organic shapes. Sticks are organic shapes. And if you look around, even though we know what the shape of a tree is,
all trees are organic shapes, because just like people, you and me, there are no two alike. Sometimes organic shapes look like they're symmetrical, but when you take a closer look, they're not quite.
So this dandelion looks like it's a sphere.
But it's not quite.
And now it's really not. So Ralphie, in all of nature, are there any geometrical shapes ever?
Well, there's a couple. Crystals and snowflakes are always geometrical. So if you look around, there's all different ways that we can organize our shapes.
So for instance, we have a bunch of 2-dimensional shapes here. We have 3-dimensional shapes here.
Organic shapes here. Some come from nature and some are man-made.
And we have geometric shapes here. Thought maybe later we could kick around the soccer ball.
And if you look closely at the soccer ball, it's made up of a whole bunch of pentagons, which are 5-sided, and hexagons, which are 6-sided shapes. So I think it's time for a challenge.
Ralphie, what's that challenge?
Well, I think I challenge you all to go outside and play.
I think that's a great idea. And I challenge you to see if you can go around and find some two-dimensional or flat shapes and some three-dimensional shapes, and those are shapes that have some mass to them. Also, see if you can go outside and look for organic shapes.
And then look around in your toy box and in your house for some geometrical shapes. Oh, take a look at the beautiful flowers.
Those are fantastic.
I wonder what kind of critter lives in here.
I don't know. I bet you there's somebody in there.
I think they're hiding. I just want to remind everybody, take some time and enjoy Mother Nature. Have a great summer.